Hello student, today we will start your 12th class first chapter Human Geography, Nature and Scope. So I am starting Geography, Human Geography. What is the Human Geography? Human Geography is the subject that deal about the interaction between man and environment. So here Human Geography, which is connected, how this is connected with the physical geography, natural environment, for example lands, mountains, plateaus, etc. So here in 12th class we study about the interaction, how the human beings connected with the environment, physical geography we study in these chapters. There are two branches in geography. First is physical geography, second is human geography. We already read about in the physical geography in 11th class, and now in 12th we study about the human geography. Human geography deals with the physical features such as mountains, plains, valley, plateaus, atmosphere, ocean, etc. So physical geography, what is physical geography? We already read in the 11th class. Now I am explain again, deals with the physical features. Physical features such as mountains, plains, valleys, plateaus, atmosphere, ocean, etc. And now human geography deal about the mankind spaced over the surface of the earth and their activities. So human geography deals about mankind spaced, how to use the landforms, mountains, plains, valley, plateaus, how we use our resources of these, and what are the effect of these on the human beings we can study in human geography. Now first, human geography is divided into the two branches. First is systematic geography and regional geography. What is the systematic geography? When we study the whole, for example, we want to know the vegetation, special type of the vegetation we see in the whole world where we found this type of the vegetation. And regional geography, we found the data of any region, that is called regional geography. Systematic geography is the study about the man and his natural environment. And in the 12th class, we study about the man and his natural environment. Systematic geography is also connected with it. So you understand this? Now the next phase. Human geography is defined by the various scholars. This is very important. One definition 100% will become in your board exam. So listen them carefully. According to the Friedrich Ratzel, human geography is the scientific study of relationship between human societies and earth surface. So according to the Friedrich Ratzel, what is the geography? Human geography. Human geography is the scientific study based on the clue, not any imagination, how the human societies and earth surface connected with each other, what are the effect of the earth elements on human beings. And next definition, Alan C. Semple says, human geography is the study of the changing relationship between the unresting man and unstable earth. So second definition is Alan C. Semple. Who has given this definition? Alan C. Semple. Human geography, changing relationship. You know, our earth is not stable. We already read in the 11th class. They move. So changing relationship between the unresting man and man also doing the activity. He cannot rest and he is not a stable. Unresting man and unstable earth. Our earth is unstable, they are not stable, movement every time. So we discussed two definitions, now the third. VIDHYA define human geography, offer a new conception of the relationship between earth and man. So according to this geographer, human geography offer a new conception, new ideas, relationship, which type of the relationship between the human beings and earth. So the conclusion of this definition are more synthetic knowledge, physical governing of the relationship between the living beings. So what are the human geography? A more synthetic knowledge. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कैसी knowledge? Scientific knowledge about the physical governing, how the physical features, physical resources govern, control, uses by the human beings. So now the next phase, nature of the human geography. What are the nature of the human geography? Human geography is a study about the relationship between physical environment and the social culture environment created by the human beings through mutual understanding with each other. So human geography study, what is study of in the human geography? Relationship between the physical environment, how the physical environment and social culture environment created by the human beings. Who created the social culture environment? Human beings. Which type of the relationship between them? We study in human geography. So you understand what is the human geography? Human geography is relationship between the natural environment and the human beings. How they are connected with each other, we study in human geography. So now the next point is naturalization of humans and humanization of nature. What is the meaning of the naturalization? In a primitive period, when there is no development of the technology, we controlled by the nature and we do what nature wanted. And gradually, development of the technology, we control many things of the natures and we use many resources of the nature. So this is the naturalization of humans and humanization of nature. Concept of the friction and the heat help to discover fire. This is the development of the technology. Concept of the friction and heat. We discover about the fire, and after that when we discover the fire, we did not eat the raw food. We use fire for to make our proper food. A proper understanding of the secret DNA and the genetic unable to get many ideas in disease. और हमने जब डिस्कवरी की, we know about the secret of the DNA. जब हमें DNA के बारे में पता चला तो हम जेनेटिक आइडेंटिफाई करने लगे, अलग अलग उनको पहचानने लगे, और we also know about the cure of many disease. We are capable to know cure about the many disease. Understanding the law of the aerodynamics help in the developing faster planes. And when we understand the theory of the aerodynamics, how the air movements, they also help in the fast developing of faster planes. So these are the discoveries we can do in nature's and naturalization of humans. environmental determinism. What is the environmental determinism? This type of the interaction between the primitive old society or the human society and strong forces of nature. This type of the concept we see in the ancient time in a primitive old society when human beings have no any technology. He did not know how to control the nature, how we can use these resources. So this period is called environmental determinism. Human society and strong forces of the nature. For example, for the rainfall, we depend only on the nature. We have no any occupation, we have no any means for the waters. It is known as a environmental determinism. When strong forces of the nature work and we do work only desire of the nature. It is environmental determines human activities at the stage of level of technology. So environmental determinism human activity at the stage of the level of the technology. टेक्नोलॉजी का जैसे लेवल बढ़ा वैसे ही इस तरह क्या हो गया एनवायरमेंट क्या होता चला गया डिटरमाइन होता चला गया. हम उसको और ज्यादा उसके बारे में क्या होने लगे जानने लगे, उसकी नॉलेज लेने लगे और हाउ टू यूज दीज रिसोर्सेज वी नो अबाउट दिस. When the level of the technology was very low, the human activity was determined completely by the nature. When there is no development of the technology, otherwise very low, human activity, all the human activity are determined. Who decide them? According to the nature. In older days, man started to worship the nature. In the older days, for the rainfall or for any problems, man started to worship of nature. So this period is called environmental determinism. So you understand this? In this period, there is a no development of any technology, otherwise the low technology and human beings activities only decide according to the nature. So this period is called environmental determinism. Next, possibilism. What is the possibilism? By the development of the technology, human beings understand how we can use environment and the forces of the nature with the passage of time. So here the possibilism, human beings understand their environment. Slowly, by the development of the technology, human beings understand the forces, the powers, the resources of the environment and the forces of nature with the passage of time. जैसे जैसे टाइम पास होता गया वो नेचर की फोर्सेस को अंडरस्टैंड करने लगा. They created possibilities with the resources. They created possibilities. Which type of the possibilities? संभावने उसे with the resources obtained from the environment. Which resources they obtained from the environment, otherwise nature. They see the possibilities, how we can use them and make the many things created possibilities in these resources. Man started to develop the technology and modify the nature. And now man started to development in a technology and modify nature. They change the many things of the natures. Otherwise, they learn how to use them. For example, health resort on highlands. This is the example of the possibilism. Geographer, understand about this possibilism. This is possible. Health resort on the highland and urban sprawl pastures and plain areas, seaport in the coastal areas and satellites. These are the result of the technology. By the technology, urban sprawl pastures and plain areas, seaport. In a plain areas, seaport, they help us in a trading system, and coastal areas, how we can save our coastal areas and use the resources of the coastal area, and the many satellites launched by us, and by this we can access to reach of these resources. We don't know about this, and satellites give the many knowledge about our natures. For example, weather. Neo-determinism and stop. So you understand, first of all we discuss this possibilism. What is the meaning of this possibilism? Second concept, with the development of the technology, जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी का डेवलपमेंट हुआ, ह्यूमन बींग्स अंडरस्टैंड करने लगा कि ये पॉसिबिलिटी है, हम नेचर को क्या कर सकते हैं, नेचर्स के जो रिसोर्सेज हैं उनको हम क्या कर सकते हैं, यूज कर सकते हैं। जो नेचर से हमें रिसोर्सेज ऑब्टेन हुए हैं उनसे नई क्रिएटेड पॉसिबिलिटीज, नई चीजें बना, हम उससे बना सकते हैं, उसका यूज कर सकते हैं। और मैन स्टार्टेड टू डेवलप, और जैसे जैसे वो टेक्नोलॉजी में डेवलप्ड होता गया, उसने नेचर को वो क्या करता चला गया, मॉडिफाई करता चला गया, धीरे धीरे उसको चेंज करता चला गया। उसने क्या बनाए, जो अपने हाईलैंड्स हैं वहां पर क्या बनाए, हेल्थ रिसोर्सेज। ये किसका रिजल्ट है, पॉसिबिलिज्म का। उसने पहले देखी कि ये पॉसिबिलिटी है, तब उसने वहां पर क्या बनाए, हेल्थ रिसोर्ट बनाए इन हाईलैंड्स। यू नो द लाइफ इज वेरी मिजरेबल इन अ हाईलैंड्स, and also the port, they are very helpful for us for the trade in the international level and the national level also. And satellites give a lot of information about many things. So this period is called possibilism. By this, man know about how to use the resources of nature. नेचर के रिसोर्सेज को यूज कैसे करना है। बहुत सारे ऐसे रिसोर्सेज थे जिनके बारे में वो जानता ही नहीं था। पॉसिबिलिज्म से उसने ये पॉसिबिलिटी देखी, अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी का डेवलपमेंट होगा तो इन रिसोर्सेज का हम यूज करेंगे। बहुत सारे ऐसे प्लेसेस जिन पर जाना भी पॉसिबल नहीं था, बाय द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी they reaches them and also use these resources. So this period is called possibilism. But here in a possibilism, man think that we can control all the forces of nature, but this is not true. तो समझा कि पॉसिबिलिटीज है, हम नेचर को जैसे चाहे वैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं, जैसे चाहे उसका यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं था। मैनी जियोग्राफर डज नॉट एग्री ऑन दिस पॉइंट। सो द नेक्स्ट एंड द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट कंसेप्ट, नियो डिटर्मिनिज्म और स्टॉप एंड गो डिटर्मिनिज्म। In this is introduced by the scholar named Griffith Taylor. Spelling is wrong here. Griffith Taylor. ये जो कंसेप्ट दी गई थी, ये किसने दी थी, ग्रिफिथ टेलर ने दी थी, नियो डिटर्मिनिज्म। इसका मीनिंग ये है कि नेचर का हमें यूज तो करना है, लेकिन जब वो अलाउ करे, when it does not allow to use, we stop. जब ये अलाउ नहीं करती है तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए, एकदम से स्टॉप करना चाहिए, अदरवाइज इसके रिसोर्सेज को यूज नहीं करना चाहिए। इसमें उन्होंने क्या, ट्रैफिक लाइट्स के लिए एग्जाम्पल दिया, ट्रैफिक लाइट्स का। जैसे ट्रैफिक लाइट्स हम फॉलो करते हैं, रेड लाइट मीनिंग स्टॉप, येलो लाइट्स रेडी एंड ग्रीन लाइट इज you can use of this, otherwise go. So here the same thing, he introduced the concept, this concept between two ideas of environmental determinism and possibilism. तो इन्होंने जो ये आइडियाज दिया, दो कंसेप्ट के बीच में दिया, एनवायरमेंटल डिटर्मिनिज्म, उन्होंने क्या माना कि नेचर की फोर्सेस भी क्या है, बहुत ज्यादा पावरफुल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फ्लड, earthquake, landslides, they are the natural disaster, and at the present time human beings cannot control these. And the possibilism, but by the development of the technology we can control as a limit. कुछ लिमिट तक हम उनको क्या कर सकते हैं, कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, जब हमें क्या करे, नेचर अलाउ करे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन ए हिली एरियाज माइनिंग वर्क इज रनिंग, तो वहां पर माइनिंग इतनी ही करनी है जितनी नेचर अलाउ करे. उससे ज्यादा अगर अपन माइनिंग करेंगे तो उससे क्या हो सकता है, लैंडस्लाइड हो सकती है, और लैंडस्लाइड से क्या होगा, is result of a heavy accident. So we use the nature when this is allowed. This is the neo-determinism. Introduce the concept between the two ideas of environmental determinism and possibilism. It means that human beings can conquer nature by the obeying it. नेचर को जीत सकता है, नेचर्स के जो रिसोर्सेज है उनका यूज कर सकता है, उसकी पावर को कंट्रोल कर सकता है, बट व्हेन नेचर अलाउ, लेकिन जब नेचर अलाउ करती है, ओबेइंग इट, दे हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू यस द रेड सिग्नल एंड देन प्रोसीड इन देयर परस्यूट टू डेवलप when nature permit and the modification. In this line, the red light signal we already explained, when earth show stop, red light signal, we at once stop. We do not use of this resources. इसके resources को हमें use नहीं करना चाहिए. जब हमें nature allow करे तभी हमें उसका use करना चाहिए. जब ये बिल्कुल परमिट करती है, फॉर द मॉडिफिकेशन, फॉर द चेंजेस ऑफ दिस थिंग्स वी कैन डू, अदरवाइज वी कैन नॉट डू. सो दिस थिंकिंग इज कॉल्ड नियो डिटर्मिनिज्म एंड दिस इज वैलिड. ऑल द जियोग्राफर कंसिडर ऑफ दिस थिंग टू स्टॉप एंड गो डिटर्मिनिज्म. सो देयर आर द थ्री कंसेप्ट. फर्स्ट इज द environmental determinism. What is the environmental determinism? When human beings controlled by the nature and he did the work according to the nature. जब वो नेचर के अकॉर्डिंग काम करता था और उसके कंट्रोल में रहता था, उसको हम उस पीरियड को क्या कहते हैं, उस पीरियड को कहते हैं हम एनवायरमेंटल डिटर्मिनिज्म. और जब क्या था, टेक्नोलॉजी का लेवल भी क्या था, बहुत ही लो था. देयर इज ए नो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी, अदरवाइज वेरी लो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी. आफ्टर दैट द सेकेंड थिंकिंग पॉसिबिलिज्म. बाय दिस yes, slowly development of the technology, human beings created the possibilities. क्या created possibilities की उसने, with the resources obtained from the environment. environment जो उसे resources मिलती हैं, उससे वो क्या क्या चीजें बना सकता है, उसको ये possibilities नजर आने लगे. इसके जैसे एग्जाम्पल है, उसने क्या किया, हेल्थ रिसोर्ट स्टार्ट किए. कहां पर, हाईलैंड्स पर. और उसने पोर्ट बनाए, जो पोर्ट जो है आजकल क्या है, बहुत ही हेल्पफुल है ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए. और डिस्कवरी ऑफ द फायर, डिस्कवरी ऑफ द व्हील्स, ये सभी क्या है, उससे वो क्या हुआ, उससे उसकी लाइफ क्या बनने लगी, बहुत ही इजी बनने लगी. और वो रिसोर्सेज का क्या यूज करने लगा, उसे पॉसिबिलिटीज नजर आने लगी कि नेचर के रिसोर्सेज को हम यूज करके किस तरह से हम मतलब जो है अपना डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हैं. and the satellites etc. But in this period they thought कि वो क्या कर सकता है, सारी मतलब जो है नेचुरल पावर्स को क्या कर सकता है, कंट्रोल कर सकता है. लेकिन ये करेक्ट नहीं था. सारी नेचुरल पावर को करेक्ट करना, दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अर्थक्वेक, लैंडस्लाइड, फ्लड एक्सेट्रा. सो दिस इज not the perfect concept which is given by the geographer. Now the next, neo-determinism, stop and go determinism, and this is a very perfect concept which is given by the Griffith Taylor. उन्होंने इसको इंट्रोड्यूस किया और उन्होंने क्या बोला कि नेचर को हमें तब यूज करना है जब वो अलाउ करती है. उसमें क्या, तब जब अलाउ करती है, और अगर हमें वो रेड लाइट दिखाती है तो हमें उसकी रिसोर्सेज का यूज नहीं करना चाहिए. जब हमें ग्रीन लाइट नजर आती है तभी हम इसके रिसोर्सेज का यूज कर सकते हैं. तभी हम क्या कर सकते हैं, नेचर को मॉडिफाई कर सकते हैं, उसकी मतलब रिसोर्सेज को प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर अस. सो यू अंडरस्टैंड थ्री थिंकिंग्स. फर्स्ट इज द एनवायरमेंटल डिटर्मिनिज्म, second is possibilism, and third is neo-determinism, stop and go determinism. Next part of this chapter we will read in the next video. Goodbye.